From WKYT Podcast, this is Uniquely Kentucky. I'm your host, Amber Philpott.
Hello, podcast listeners. I hope you're doing well and that you are staying healthy. We are certainly in a new normal in our world that doesn't always seem normal. I feel it, you feel it, and I know in my heart we're going to get through this and come out better on the other side. COVID-19 has dominated the headlines. More and more cases continue to be added to the total. And sadly, we've lost so many lives, and my heart aches for those families. My heart also aches for all of the people who never thought that they would be impacted by this either directly or indirectly. And while all of that seems incredibly heavy, there is hope. There are things to laugh and smile about. And for just a bit, I'd like to use Uniquely Kentucky to take your mind off of all of the heavy and just smile. This week, I'm talking with James Line. Chances are you've never heard of James, but you probably over the last week have seen his work through the Facebook page Andy Beshear Memes for Social Distancing Teens. It has become the go-to place for people to share their love for the Kentucky Democratic governor. We sat down with Line, who is the administrator of the page, to talk about its cult following and how they hope to use this platform to inspire good deeds and put some much-needed positivity out into the world.
Uniquely Kentucky with Amber Philpott is brought to you by the WKYT News and Weather apps, available on the App Store and Google Play.
James Line, welcome to Uniquely Kentucky. The popularity of Andy Beshear memes for social distancing teens, I mean, it has gone crazy now with thousands of people loving this page.
Yeah, we never anticipated it would become anything like what it is now. We started it Friday around noon. My friend Jeremy was the founder of it. He started it and asked me right away if I wanted to be an admin on the group. And we thought it would maybe be only a few hundred people at most, with like a few dozen memes maybe. And instead it's grown to, honestly, I don't know what the latest number is. I know it was like 120, 130,000 this morning. So, but it's become really extraordinary. And there are thousands and thousands of memes in the group. So it's more memes than anyone could ever have asked for.
You know, we are all in this social distancing thing together right now. We're all being asked to stay home. People, they're really looking for some positivity. They're looking for a way to laugh. And certainly this page is a way to do it. So why was that important to you all? Was it important to you?
Yeah, I think people are feeling really uncertain and feeling really stressed and anxious about the future right now, given how much everything has changed just in the last few weeks. And so folks have really been tuning into what Governor Beshear is saying every day at 5 o'clock in his press conferences, and that kind of stability and just reassurance is really powerful for people and has spawned all of these different memes and all of this activity online.
So we're talking about memes that include Superman, Mr. Rogers, Kermit the Frog. Do you have a personal favorite, James, of one of the memes that have come in on the page?
Well, I mean, part of what I do is just approve all of the memes that come in, and they come in like every second, literally. So I've seen so many, but I think my favorite might be one where it was a popular TikTok video of like a little girl holding a fish and just saying, "It's okay, fish. It's okay, fish." And it was like the meme was like Andy Beshear to the people of Kentucky. And I just thought that was really funny.
Social media is really that one place right now that's keeping all of us connected in some way. I'm curious, what's it been like to be a part of what is really an unprecedented and history-making moment in time with something like this Facebook page?
Yeah, I think, in normal times, we have so many ways to be connected. We have sports events, and we can go to the coffee shop, or we can go to see a concert or a play, or we can go to something at school. We have, schools and universities that are open and workplaces that are open. But now so many people are working from home. So many events have been canceled, and all for the right reasons, because we want to stay safe and healthy. But at the same time, it does remove that sense of connection. And so I think groups like the one that that we have on Facebook right now provide such an incredible platform for people to connect and share laughs and share sort of make memories and really just have a good time in ways that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise because of the public health concerns right now.
So, James, you are an admin on this page, but let's talk about you. Where is home for you right now?
I live in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
So, what was life like for you before COVID-19 and we all had to stay indoors and we couldn't go places?
Yeah, well, I actually work from home. I work for Representative Patty Minter. I do her communications, and so I work from home, and so my life hasn't changed that much. However, I do enjoy going out to things and going to events and just being out and about like everyone else. And so that part of it has been really difficult. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely social media is something that I've always really enjoyed working with. I actually ran, I was sort of primarily responsible for managing Andy Beshear and Jacqueline Coleman's social media in the 2019 campaign. I worked on the Beshear Coleman team in 2019. And so it's sort of deja vu to see all this Andy Beshear content in my newsfeed again. But so social media has always been something that I've been really comfortable with, but now more than ever, it's so important to just being able to stay in contact with people and connect with people, given the social distancing that we're all doing right now.
So, obviously, having worked with Andy Beshear and Jacqueline Coleman in a capacity prior to this, are you taken back by how much love has come Governor Beshear's way? And really in a lot of different ways. People are drooling over how handsome maybe they think he is. Others are just in love with how reassuring and that he's kind of like an old friend that we all love to have. I mean, have you really been taken back by that?
Well, it's really funny because I think, having worked on the campaign, one of the things that people critics would sometimes say was, oh, well, he's too, he sticks to his talking points too much. He doesn't deviate much. He kind of, you know what he's going to say. He's too predictable. And, I think right now that that's what people are looking for, a voice of calm and stability, not someone who's going to just go off the rails and say whatever comes into their head at any moment. They're looking for someone who kind of is able to hold it all together. And so in a campaign setting, maybe that's not the most sort of exciting thing to kind of dominate the headlines every day. But when there's a crisis happening and when people's lives are on the line and when people are counting on leadership, then having that voice of calm and stability is so important and so essential.
It is one thing to put this page out there for the world to see, but it is another to have the governor himself be asked about this Facebook page at one of his daily news briefings. I have to say he was a really good sport about it. So what was your reaction when he's asked about this memes page and then he actually addresses it in his 5 p.m. daily update?
Well, it was funny because Friday night, the page had, when we first started Friday at noon. By Friday night, we had about 2,000 people in the group, which was even at that point just beyond what we thought we would have in it. And Jeremy and I were joking that maybe he'll give it a shout out in his next 5 p.m. press conference, and we thought, haha, that'd be so funny. And then we just kind of jokingly thought that would be a funny thing. And then by the next day, I was like, wait, this is a huge thing. Everyone I know is in this group. And then by, I think Sunday was when he gave it the shout out. And at that point, it was just like inevitable because how could you not? And I think Monday, I think yesterday or Monday was at the end of it. Kenneth Mansfield, who's in part of the comms team on the governor's staff, had the what's the frequency, Kenneth song notes playing at the very, very end of the live stream. So it's just really nice to know that they're in on the joke. They're at the joke too. The group is meant to sort of support the work that they're all doing and lift that up and be as encouraging and supportive as possible. So we're really happy that we have the seal of approval from the governor and from his team.
Oh, Kenneth, we have all come to love Kenneth. Many of us have never even seen him, but we feel like we know him because he's been called upon so much. And is he going to get the slide up there in time when the governor is calling for it? And also, I really love, too, that people are showing some love to Virginia Moore, the interpreter for sign language that's always there beside the governor. And, those are people that they have thankless jobs, right? They come to work every day and do their job. And many people sort of dismiss them, whether they mean to or not, and just kind of go about their business. So it's been really nice to see people like that sort of get a shout out and also be noticed by so many people.
Yeah, and that's what's been so really cool about this is that people like Virginia or Kenneth or James, who also sometimes does the slides, they've been getting so much love. Dr. Hatch, who's the public health professional who has been working with the governor, so much love for all these different sort of characters that have emerged in this whole thing. And these are usually very behind the scenes jobs. And so I would imagine as someone who does a behind the scenes job most of the time, it must be kind of overwhelming a little bit. But I'm glad that they seem to be taking it in stride. And certainly everyone in the group is so supportive and so appreciative of all the work that they're doing.
It sounds like you have a love of politics in general. That seems to be where you gravitate. It has to be extra cool for you having worked on this campaign and then seeing Andy Beshear win governor and now be able to sort of still be a part of his world, just a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, again, during the campaign, I never ever would have thought that we would be having a meme group with over 100,000, 130,000 people and growing around Andy Beshear. And I don't think he would have thought that at all. So it's really, really cool to see this unfold. I mean, you see it sometimes for like national politicians and that kind of thing, but to have that kind of engagement around a politician here in Kentucky and to have that kind of support, political communication standpoint is just really impressive and really incredible. And certainly all the credit is due to all of the thousands and thousands of people who joined in just over the last few days.
Obviously, we hope that there will be an end to COVID-19, and we hope that it will be soon, but we really don't know. Do you hope that this page will continue to be able to put positivity out into the world, some humor out into the world, and just continue to make people smile?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we have people in the group from all different political backgrounds and some folks who all they want to see is memes, some folks who want to have a little bit more of a deeper engagement with their community, and that's fine. We think the common denominator in the group is that everyone's here to sort of cheer on Andy Beshear as he helps lead our state, and so we want to make sure that we are still being primarily about memes and giving people some laughs, but at the same time having opportunities for people to get engaged and get involved in their communities through direct community service or even just kind of engaging politically, not in a partisan way as much, but around the issues that they care about. And even right now, this group is just a few days old, so we're still trying to sort of build the airplane as we're flying it. But even now, we're working with volunteers and organizers on the ground, for instance, to create some kind of donation network for personal protective equipment. We've been talking to folks over the last couple of days about that, about how we can use our platform to encourage people to collect and donate masks and gloves and other really necessary supplies that are running out quickly for our hospitals and for our healthcare workers so that they can be protected. So we'll have more information in the group about that soon, but there's so many opportunities, I think, that, for good things we can do with this page. And we're still figuring it out as we go. It's all extremely new to us. It's kind of taken over my life for the last few days, just kind of trying to organize this group. But as we go through that, we hope that we'll have more opportunities for people to get involved and stay engaged in their communities while at the same time just laughing about memes.
The governor came up with those hashtags, Team Kentucky, Together KY, and whether people are using them on their own pages or they're going to the page that you guys have set up. It's been really awesome to see people come together, use those hashtags, post about the good deeds that are going on out there and really sort of pushing it forward out into the universe. And it's really been refreshing to see how that's happened in a time where it's really uncertain and we really don't know what's next.
Yeah. One of my favorite things I've seen so far is a screenshot of a comment where somebody had said, um, I'm from Australia and I don't really know what Kentucky is exactly, but all I know is I love Andy Beshear. And, so we've got folks from all over the state. You probably have seen people, there's been so many posts where people are saying, Illinois is willing to trade this for Andy Beshear, or Tennessee is willing to trade this for Andy Beshear. And so it's gotten a lot of attention. NPR just did a story yesterday. So folks from all over the nation, and we've got people from Australia apparently, so who knows where, are paying attention to what's in the group. So, they may not be Kentuckians, but at the very least, they can hear a leader talk, calmly and rationally and respectfully and compassionately about the work that he's doing to sort of keep all of us here safe.
Let's be honest, probably all of us could stand to be on social media a little bit less. But in this time of when our social connections have been broken, social media is really keeping a lot of us sane at this point and keeping us connected. So it's been really nice to see people come together and use social media really for the good, because it gets a bad rap about so much fake news and things out there where people are getting misinformation. And right now, this is a place where people can really turn, and especially your page, to give people just a brighter spot in their day.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of our priorities as a group and as the admins and the moderators in the group has really been to try to create a really quality culture inside the group. So, we try to filter out posts that are really toxic or disrespectful or, any kind of fake news or misinformation. That's the last thing we want going around during a public health crisis. And so really just trying to make sure that whether it's memes or whether it's more serious ways of engagement, that we're having a really quality culture in our group, so that people's news feeds right now are filled with the best content, whether that's to make people laugh or to get people involved in volunteering or donating to something, whatever it might be. Just making sure that we're having the best content available to people is really a priority for us.
I guess I have to ask, are you getting any work done in your real job other than just being the admin to this page?
Trying to. It really is incredible. I mean, we actually had to pause all new posts, incoming posts last night, just to kind of because we ended up having over 4,000 pending posts, and we've got a team of 10 people right now working through this, but we all have jobs and we're all trying to juggle everything. And so the posts are coming in literally every 1 or 2 seconds, and so it really quickly, in less than an hour, you can have thousands of posts all piled up, and it becomes then impossible to get that down when you've got more and more coming in at this incredibly high rate. So we paused new posts temporarily last night, opened it back up again today. We had gotten it down to basically 0, and within less than an hour, it was back to 4,000 pending posts. So people are just sending them in, and it's a lot, but we're going to try to keep recruiting more moderators and folks who kind of get a handle on it. And maybe at some point it'll kind of cool off a bit, and we'll have a more steady stream. But right now, people are just really, really excited and really excited. And we've seen so many people who say, "This is my first meme," and people just or people who've never been in any kind of meme group before. And then you got people who all they do is make memes and they're just churning them out. So it's a wide range of people. But yeah, trying to get some work done whenever I can, and also help organize our team of moderators and help keep the group together. And it's a lot right now.
So I'm probably going to show my age here and maybe why I'm not so hip, but why call it Andy Beshear memes for social distancing teens? Where does the teens part come in?
So a lot of people have asked about that. It's just a funny. So a lot of meme groups on Facebook are called something something memes for something something teens. It's just kind of an ironic rhyming name. it doesn't mean that it's for teens, and none of them, I'm not a teen, and neither is the person who created it. So, a lot of folks have said you should consider changing the name, and to that we just say, look, we are all sitting on our phones right now, giggling at memes. We're basically all teenagers right now, so I think we're all social distancing teens, and so we're going to leave it that way.
James, I want to let you go because I know you have to go back to be the admin to that page, and it's probably already piled up since we've been doing this. But, a lot of our viewers and our listeners may be people who have enjoyed this page. They've posted to this page. What would you like to say to those folks?
Well, first of all, thank you to anyone who's been in the group, who's shared in the group, who's been a really just quality member of the group. We really, really appreciate it. So many people have said this is the best place on the internet right now for us, and this is the only thing keeping me sane, things like that. And that is completely due to all of the wonderful people who've made this group what it is. So thank you. And I guess what I'd also like to say is, we are a meme group. We want to be a meme group, and will always be for as long as the page exists. But I and the folks who helped create it, we're gonna also make sure that we have opportunities for people to be engaged and to volunteer or donate or make calls about the issues that they care about. And so we want people to enjoy memes. We also want people to be good neighbors and be a really good part of their community, because that's what Andy would want us to do. So we're going to keep encouraging folks to do that, even as we all have a good time with the memes.
James Line, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being part of a Facebook page that has really put a smile on my face, and I know a lot of others, thousands of other faces right now. So thank you for that. Please thank your friend that started this page for us, because we really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Amber. Really appreciate it.
Take care. Stay healthy, okay?
All right, thanks. You too.